Welcome back to Liberty on Nicotine, the only show where freedom smells like toasted cedar, tastes like barrel-aged caramel, and occasionally tells a story it probably shouldn't, in polite company. Tonight, we're stepping into the sweet symphony of a perfect evening, that trifecta of pleasure. A good cigar, the right drink, and the perfect atmosphere. Throw in the right music, and my friend, you're not just relaxing. You're composing an evening worth remembering. And speaking of unforgettable nights, I've got one for you that took place under the painted sky of the Venetian Resort in Las Vegas. Yeah, the one with the gondolas and that faint aroma of high-limit desperation. That night, I found myself in a quiet table near the canal, smoking a cigar with Wayne Fontes. Yeah, that Wayne Fontes. Former head coach of the Detroit Lions. A man as colorful as a box of crayons and twice as unpredictable. Now, if you don't know Wayne, let's just say he was known for coaching Barry Sanders. He was also an assistant coach for the expansion Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And he was known for smiling through storms and for giving press conferences that sounded like philosophy lectures interrupted by jazz improvisation. But that night, Wayne wasn't coach. He was a raconteur, a walking, talking, cigar-smoking fountain of stories that could make Hemingway put down his pen. Picture it. The lights of the casinos spilling out of the courtyard, Sinatra crooning softly over the hidden speakers, the faint click of dice somewhere behind me, and I had a Padron 1926 Maduro in hand. Rich, chocolatey, smooth as Sinatra's tuxedo, but Wayne was puffing on a Fuente Opus X because, of course, he was the man that never did anything halfway. He looks at me, swirls a snifter of Remy Martin Louis VIII, and says, "You know, Trip, in football, as in cigars, timing is everything. You light up too early, you get bitter. You light up too late, you miss the moment." I told him, "Wayne, that might be the first time anyone has compared your Detroit Lions to a good smoke." He laughs, his big booming laugh that echoed off the marble. "Hey," he says, "I had Barry Sanders. That's like having the world's best tobacco and no humidor." If you remember those years, absolutely. We clink glasses, take a puff, and for a moment, Vegas slows down. The tourists fade into a blur. The gondolier's song turns into a background hum, and the cigar's aroma mixes with the cognac, all deep oak, vanilla, and warmth. That's when it hits me. Pairing a cigar isn't just about taste. It's about tempo, the rhythm of the conversation, the pace of the night, the company you keep. Now, people always ask me, "Trip, what's the best drink to go with a cigar?" And, well, that's like asking who the best dance partner is. It depends on how you move. Cognac. It's the smooth talker, refined, confident, with just a hint of mystery. Whiskey? That's the old friend who's seen too much but still shows up with a grin. Rum? That's a vacation in a glass. It forgives mistakes and forgets your schedule. And wine. Ah, wine. Well, that's the poet of the bunch. It can be dramatic, beautiful, and occasionally make you cry for no reason at all. But let me tell you, that cognac with Wayne Fontes, that was magic. The oily smoke from that Maduro hit the sweetness of the cognac and danced like two jazz musicians trading solos. One note smoky, one note sweet, and somehow it just all worked. Wayne leaned back, took a sip, and said, "You know, Trip, if my players had practiced with this much balance, we would have won the Super Bowl." I said, "If they had this cognac, they might have believed they did." Now, let's talk music, because every cigar deserves its own soundtrack. A strong Maduro? That's Coltrane. Deep, complex, unapologetically bold. A Connecticut shade, maybe a little bossa nova. Smooth, understated, the kind of tune that sneaks up and makes you smile. But for me, I miss my Memphis blues, jazz, and that type of music that goes with the cigars that are just natural companions. Improvisation meets combustion. Both reward patience. Both sound better after midnight. But there are nights when I light up a Nicaraguan and let that old rock and roll play. Maybe some Clapton or some Stones, some of the oldies, because that kind of grit belongs with spice and pepper notes. Wayne, though, he swore by Motown. He said, a cigar just tastes better when you've got the Temptations in the background, and you know what? He wasn't wrong. He even requested that they put on some certain music when we were sitting down. Something about those harmonies, though, blends with the hum of the smoke, the syncopation of the flickering ash. At one point, Wayne stood up, started mock conducting an invisible orchestra, and said, "You see, Trip, life is all about rhythm. You can't rush a good drive, a good cigar, or a good song. They all build up layer by layer." He wasn't wrong. The man could have written a self-help book entitled Zen and the Art of Cigar Maintenance. Now, let's talk about where you smoke, because the atmosphere is half the story. I've had cigars on beaches, back porches, and balconies, but there's something special about a well-curated environment. The Venetian had the perfect combination: marble echoing your laughter, warm lights that turn every puff into slow-motion cinema, and just enough background noise to remind you that you're not dreaming. But honestly, the right atmosphere can be as simple as your back deck at sunset, a good chair, and the absence of anyone asking you about your cholesterol. Cigar smoking is a ritual. The modern man's campfire. It's where we tell stories, confess our regrets, and occasionally exaggerate our accomplishments until they sound legendary. Wayne and I sat there till nearly 2 a.m., the last of the cognac gone, our cigars just nubs in the crystal ashtrays. He looked over at the canal and said, Trip, every puff is a memory you can taste. You just have to pay attention. And that stuck with me because he was right. A cigar isn't just a smoke. It's a time capsule sealed with fire. So what's the takeaway from the Venetian that night? Well, it's quite simple. The perfect pairing is personal. It's not about brand names or price tags. It's about balance, the harmony between flavor, sound, and soul. Pick a cigar that matches your mood. Pick a drink that tells the same story. Play music that fills gaps between your thoughts. Most importantly, choose company that makes you laugh. Because trust me, when you're sitting under the Vegas lights with a fine cigar and a man like Wayne Fonts, you realize the best pairings aren't crafted. They just happen organically. So wherever you are tonight, on a porch, in a lounge, under the desert stars, light up something worth remembering. Pour a glass of something that makes you smile. And listen, not just to the music, but to the moment itself. Because in the grand orchestra of life, a cigar is a pause between movements. That quiet, smoky interval where everything just fits. Well, folks, I'm Trip, and this has been Liberty on Nicotine. Next time, keep your ash even, your drink smooth, and your company legendary.
Sun go down, I'm sitting by the shore. Got the smoke rising up, drifting through my door. Every puff remind me what I'm living for. No chains, no man can't claim me no more. This cigar tastes like freedom, yeah. Rolling slow like a midnight prayer. Fire in my hand, divine. Freedom's the flavor in this smoke of mine.